Are you a self-proclaimed dividend investor? Have you used the Dividend Kings list in the past to start your research? Would you believe that not all stocks on this list are of the best quality and some are grossly underperforming the market? Are you curious to know if you own any of these stocks? Then make sure you check out today's video. Before we get started, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button for me to help the channel out and get the content out to others, it's free and I would appreciate it. Today's video will really build off of the last video I did, which will be linked up here, which was talking about the top 5 dividend kings that are beating the market over the last 25 years. But we're going to look at it from the other point of view with the top 5 worst performing dividend kings. Again, I will not only show what these stocks have done with actual numbers, but I will show what they have done with and without dividends reinvested to show the power of dividends. I will also have a for fun segment at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stick around for that. Now let's get to the content. All right, and again, we're actually going to go in reverse order. So the 5th worst performing dividend king as of the time of my research is Northwest Natural Holding Company, stock ticker NWN. All right, and diving right in here. First thing we're going to look at is the with dividends reinvested, and all this information I tried to keep consistent with the last video. So we have since 8/1 of 95, 3/9 of 2022. We have a 7.95 average annualized return, where the S&P is getting a 9.77 average annualized return. We have a 667.05 total return. The S&P is getting a 1,095.14% return. We have a $10,000 investment in each, and you would have $76,639.13 in NWN, while you would have $119,605.95 with dividends reinvested in the S&P 500. Going into the without dividends reinvested, same time frame, you have a 5.91 average annualized return, while the S&P is getting you 8.58%. You have a 360.77 total return, S&P 795.49%, and then $10,000 in each. NWN would have you at $46,117.94, while the S&P would bring in $89,480.67 without dividends reinvested. This comes out to a difference of $30,521.19 in capital gains alone just by reinvesting your dividend, which totals $2,672.68 for the calendar year of 2022 in dividends. All right, so the 4th worst company on the Dividend Kings list is actually going to be familiar to some of you dividend investors. This is Leggett & Platt, stock ticker LEG. All right, so looking here on your screen, since 8/1 of 95 to 3/9 of 2022, we have a 7.84 average annualized return, while the S&P is getting 9.77%, a 645.59% return, total return, while the S&P is getting 1,095.14, and $10,000 in each. Leggett & Platt would have you at $74,587.02. While the S&P, again, at 119,605.95. This is with your dividends reinvested. And then without dividends reinvested, same time frame, 6.44% average annualized return for Leggett & Platt, 8.58% in the S&P. You have a 426.58 total percent return for Leggett & Platt and a 795.49% in the S&P. And then $10,000 in each. You would have $52,672.45 in Leggett & Platt and $89,480.67 in the S&P without those dividends reinvested. This is a difference just by reinvesting dividends of $21,914.57 in capital gains. Again, only by reinvesting those dividends, no additional cash other than that original $10,000 was invested by you. Leggett & Platt in 2022 would yield you $3,388.14 for the year. All right, and coming in at number 3, this one's actually going to ruffle some feathers for a lot of dividend investors I know. The 3rd worst dividend king is Coca Cola Company, stock ticker KO. Looking into this chart, we have dividends reinvested, 8/1 of 95, 3/9 of 2022, 7.44% average annualized return, while the S&P is getting 9.77%, a 575.67% total return for Coke, and S&P is at 1,095.14. And $10,000 in each, Coke would bring you back $67,561.41, while the S&P would have returned you $119,605.95 with those dividends reinvested. Going into without the dividends reinvested, same time frame, Coke would bring you back 6.16% average annualized return, S&P at 8.58. A 390.44% total return for Coke with a 795.49 for S&P, and then $10,000 in each, $49,105.39 in Coke and $89,480.67 in the S&P without dividends reinvested. This gets you a total difference of $18,456.02 in capital gains alone just by reinvesting those dividends. And Coke in 2022 would bring in a total of $2,016.94 in dividends. All right, and the second worst dividend king, the runner-up, if you will, is H.B. Fuller Company, stock ticker FUL. All right, and again, diving into the chart, 8/1 of 95 to 3/9 of 2022, we have a 6.59% average annualized return, while the S&P, again, is at 9.77. We have a 446.24% total return, S&P, again, at 1,095.14%. And then $10,000 in each, H.B. Fuller would have you at $54,684.64, while the S&P, again, 119,605.95 with those dividends reinvested. And without dividends reinvested, same time frame, 5.70 average annualized return for H.B. Fuller, 8.58 for the S&P, 337.34% total return with a 795.49 for the S&P, and then $10,000 in each, H.B. Fuller would have only, air quotes, gotten you $43,744.39, while the S&P would have brought back $89,480.67 without those dividends reinvested. This is a difference of $10,940.25 in capital gains alone just by reinvesting those dividends. And H.B. Fuller in 2022, if you bought all those shares then and held them till now, would bring in a total of $558.65 per year this year in 2022. All right, and number one, the worst dividend king performance-wise comes in with Tootsie Roll Industries, stock ticker TR. Taking a look at the chart on here, we have 8/1 of 95 to 3/9 of 2022. Tootsie Roll would get you an average annualized return of 5.89%. S&P is at 9.77%. That's almost 4% difference. We have a 358.83% total return for Tootsie Roll and a 1,095.14% total return for the S&P. That's almost what is that, 700%? So that's a big deal. $10,000 in each, Tootsie Roll would have gotten you $45,886.65. S&P, $119,605.95 with those dividends reinvested. And without the dividends reinvested, the same time frame, Tootsie Roll would have gotten you 5.48% average annualized return, S&P 8.58%. The Tootsie Roll at 313.55% total return, and the S&P with 795.49%. And $10,000 in each, Tootsie Roll would have gotten you $41,384.06, while the S&P brought you back $89,480.67 without those dividends reinvested. Those are a difference of $4,502.59 in capital gains alone just by reinvesting dividends. And Tootsie Roll, get ready for this. The dividends you would have received in 2022 just by investing $10,000 a measly almost 27 years ago, you'd be bringing in a big old paycheck of $486.67 per year from Tootsie Roll. All right, and quick side note, I did want to bring this up. You guys will see here on the chart, even though Tootsie Roll was the worst performing dividend king and the returns are subpar at best, it's, again, it's losing to the S&P. That's the theme for all of these. You'll notice that even with $10,000 invested on the reinvesting dividends, You put $10,000 in, and then 27 years later, give or take, almost 27 years later, you'd have $45,886.65. So even though this is the worst performing dividend king and you'd be better off putting your money in the market versus this individual stock, I did want to point out that you didn't lose money in this company, or any of these companies for that matter. So you still gained money over the long haul, which is the real game of investing. The real game of investing is long term. You buy something, you end up getting more money for it later. That's really what the goal is here. So while I am bringing it all to your attention, the top 5 worst performing dividend kings in this video, that's the point of it. I did also want to bring up that, hey, we're kicking these guys while they're down, but at the end of the day, they still made you money. It's not as much as the S&P would have made you, but they still made you some money. All right, and diving into the just for fun section of the video, I wanted to bring up a couple fun facts, if you will. 12 of the 41 dividend kings underperformed the S&P 500 over the last 25 years. This is just 29.2%, so I thought that was relatively low. All right, and for the sake of keeping this video consistent with the last video, I wanted to bring up the same information here. So again, if you had $50,000 on 8/1 of 1995, you put it in these 5 worst performing dividend king stocks and didn't look at it until 3/9 of 2022, reinvested your dividends along the way, you would have a grand total of $319,358.85 in investments. And I wanted to compare this to the last number that I gave you in the Dividend Kings list, the best performing. This one, again, was $319,358.85. The Dividend Kings best performer list brought back a total of $1,986,393.98 in investments from the best performing list. So as you can see, very, very big difference. That's $1.6 million difference just by picking the best or the worst kings. All right, and again, keeping it consistent with last video, the dividend kings, the worst performing dividend kings, if you invested all of this in 1995 and kept all the shares and reinvested dividends, you'd be getting a total of $9,123.08 this year in dividends. Remember, the best performing kings brought back a total of $53,153.33 in the same year for dividends. All right, and last but not least, I wanted to give you guys 3 important takeaways that I've gotten from the research I've done on this video. And the number 1 takeaway is, although these videos are shown with $10,000 invested, I did want to bring it up that you guys don't need $10,000 in any stock to get started. The wonderful thing with dividend investing is you can get started with almost any amount of money. Literally, there's certain brokerages you can use $1 to get started. So again, as I've mentioned in previous videos, getting started is the most important. The second thing I wanted you guys to take away from these videos is the overall importance of reinvesting dividends. So throughout both of these lists, the top 5 best performing that I linked earlier in the video and the top 5 worst performing dividend kings, there was a very, very big difference between the amount of money, the return that you got when you reinvested the dividends and the return you got when you did not reinvest the dividends. So I just wanted to stress the importance of that. Unless you need the money, you're at the point in your life where you want to live off of the dividends that you receive, and you're in the growth mindset. If you're a young investor like me, I know it's tempting to say, oh, I can get this dividend to pay my cable bill. That's cool, but letting that money in there and letting that money compound your future self will thank you for that. So I highly, again, just a guy on YouTube, do whatever you want, do your own research, all the things, but it's a really, really good thing, and I hope the research showed you guys that. And the last takeaway I hope you guys get from this is, just because you're picking from a quality list of stocks does not mean that you guys can skip on the research. So just doing this little bit of research, if somebody was just like, oh, I know Tootsie Roll, I know Coca Cola, I'm going to invest in those. It's always important to do your own research. You don't have to get super in depth, but at least look at like a comparison of like what you would invest in versus this stock, and do your own research. It's very important. It doesn't matter if the list is quality or not, because this is the Dividend Kings list. So that really doesn't matter how quality the list is. It's always important to also do your own research. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Please like the video if you guys learned something here today and or enjoyed the content. Don't forget to subscribe down below and then comment and let me know that you subscribed so I can personally thank you. Also, comment down below and let me know what you thought of today's video. If you personally have any of these stocks in your portfolio and how they're doing for you, and if you have any suggestions for future videos. But until next time, see ya.